Thanks for coming on, dude.
But yeah, of course. Thanks for having
No,
me.
of course, man. Obviously, somebody like you and what you've done on the cross country field and track. Needless to say, man, huge fan. Definitely killing it out there. Expecting a lot of good things from you this season. But before we get into any of that stuff, man, always got to start off. Who are you? Like, what hobbies do you have outside of the sport?
So I'm really into cars a lot. I really like cars. I do stuff with my friends like golf, stuff like that. Used to be more into photography, not as much anymore, but I used to do a lot more photography, like track meets and stuff. And that was always fun. But yeah, the running takes up a lot of time. So
Yeah, no, no,
when I came, yeah,
no, for sure, dude. It definitely does. It definitely does. But it's good to kind of get away sometimes and digress. I feel like because the sport, just the miles, man. Like I can only assume how many miles you ran in the summertime a week. It's just is grueling, and it really kind of gets you there. Um, Cars is a first. I don't think I've heard that one, so kudos to you for bringing that up. Um, what else? There's quite a bit. You'd be surprised at like how many like variety of people that are on, but cars is the first one. Um, how'd you get started, man? How did we start running?
So it's pretty much the common story. I played soccer, and then yeah, soccer, and then I started to have better endurance for soccer, and then it turned out I liked it way more, so I quit soccer after freshman year and just kind of went from there. Just stuck with it.
Yeah, soccer is the the cliche story, but it's so cool, man. Was the transition easy for you, or like that is something I'm always curious about because it seems like soccer players tend to pick it up fairly well. Was it easy?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. So I was going to cross country 3 days a week and soccer 3 days a week, and it wasn't very hard. And then it just kind of phased out. I just started to be more involved with cross and less involved with soccer, and it just sort of eventually just became only cross and no soccer. And yeah, it wasn't very hard. It was pretty easy.
Do you think like why did you transition out of it? Was it because like not that running's not fun, but like soccer is just there's so much in the game, like the low scoring makes it even more exciting, like ball skill, like tricks and things. Like is there you just it got boring? Like how you know what I mean? For somebody who doesn't play soccer, I'm just like, how could it ever get boring? It looks so much fun.
Yeah, so I've played soccer since I was like 4 or 5. My whole life I played. And I just got kind of tired of it because I wasn't bad, but I wasn't like talented at it at all. And running just kind of like came natural, and that's kind of what I've been looking for. So I was just tried it out, and then I was like, well, I like this a lot more, so I'm just gonna stick with this.
Yeah, no, hey, no worries in that, man. That's cool. I always think like I mean, I've never been a part of a soccer team. I tried out my senior year and I got rejected, which is crazy because I was like, I tried out just so I could be a three-sport letterman, and I was like, man, I'm cool. I'll ride the bench. Like, put me in. I have all this endurance, and that I was just coming off a 10th place finish at state, so I was like, dude, I'm like, I have great endurance. I'm up there. I can do it, and I played a little bit soccer, like backyard with the boys and whatnot, just like hanging out and whatnot, but nothing crazy. And they turned me away. They turned me and my teammate away, and we're like, man, well, I guess this is it. So cross country and track became our things. Um, but yeah, so to talk about cross country, because that's where I really want to start off first, and that's last season, which is crazy because obviously the season is upon us now to do 25.
Yeah.
But um, I'm curious though of 24 because I always think you know every season is a stepping stone to the next one, and whether it be in cross country to track and track to cross country again. Hey, 15:54 PR.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that, man. Huge success. Not many guys can say they even went sub 16 one time in their life. So right there, I'm there. 16:13 is my PR. So it's like kudos to you, man. That's a huge accomplishment to have. First off, when you are running that kind of PR, is that something you Um, was it something you were expecting that day, or did it just like kind of come out of nowhere?
So I had been looking forward to county, knowing that I usually run fast there, and I knew I was gonna run something fast, um, but I wasn't sure what I was going to run. Especially, I faced some adversities the week leading up to it. I was sick the week of region, and then like a little bit after. So like that whole week before county, I was kind of not super fully into it, and I just kind of like chugged down some Pedialyte and just put my head down and went with the pack. And I did say I surprised myself. I was pretty happy with how it went.
Yeah, it's always funny. It seems like everybody runs well when they're like not feeling the best, which is the
Yeah,
weirdest concept ever. Dude, Pedialyte. Oh my, you like Pedialyte?
it's tolerable.
It's tolerable. I mean, I'd rather do what's the other one? Liquid IV.
Yeah, I just did Pedialyte because it had a lot more in it and it's a lot stronger. And I've been like just sick and stuff, and I just needed to get all those electrolytes back in. So that's just what I went with. And
No, no, no.
normally it's liquid IV.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, even liquid IV for me is kind of like, oh, it's not the best flavor to me or flavors, but it does the trick. Okay, so you're sick. You run the PR. Is that why you missed state quals, or was there something else in that?
No, that's not why. And this also kind of affected my track season.
Yeah.
So I got patella tendonitis doing coaches classic, and I kind of fought it off for a little bit, did away with it for county, got my knee feeling good enough to where I could race at county. And then it was really bad at state qualifiers to the point where my coach didn't want me to race. So I was really running like just workout days, and I was really doing just workout days, and I was doing blood resistance training on the bike to stay fit for state. So I was doing that for like 2 or 3 weeks leading up to state. But that's why I missed. Yeah, I was injured.
Yeah, I noticed that and I was like, all right, there's got to be something in there. It might be maybe he's sick or something, but all right, well, yeah. Um, and I always find it fascinating because I think PRs are like I don't say they're the most memorable races, but they obviously kind of stick a little bit more because it's obviously your best time you've ever ran. And I'm always curious, like, do you, especially that time, because you said like leading up to it, you had an idea, like it was in the cards. Um, do you notice anything during that race? Like, do you hear anybody, like parents or splits? Like, do you realize how fast you're going at the time or no?
So I actually didn't know exactly how fast I was going because like there was no I don't know if there was no clock at the 2 mile split or what, but one of the runners that I was in the pack with had a watch and he yelled out the split to us. Just like helps all like know where you're at, which was pretty nice. But I knew I was running fast, but I wasn't sure how fast. And I could hear my coaches yelling at me, and I could hear like some of my friends because like I recognize their voices. But other than that, it's just kind of like a blur. It's just like noise.
Yeah, I've never heard of somebody doing that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, somebody doing somebody randomly doing that during a race. When you crossed the line, I'm assuming there was a clock at the line, correct? And you saw the 15s. Like, what was the first initial thought? Like, holy crap! What is going
Yeah,
on?
I was like, holy. Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Like, there's no way I just did this. Like, I was super surprised. Um, and super happy. Obviously, I went over to my teammates and stuff. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then I saw like the official time, and I was like, wow, that's like, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah, nothing's like. It's one thing to cross the line and you like see the time and you're like, is it like it's not official until it's like official out there. So, no, that's pretty cool. States, sixth in 2023, all the way to 16th this past season and 24. That's a jump, man. Like, was it like summer training you kind of account for like the big jump in the finish? What would you say like really kind of helped you out there?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it was really just like putting my head down and putting the work in over the summer, weightlifting, running, like getting my sleep in, my hydration, like nutrition, like all of those things just kind of played a factor into it. And then just like, I just kind of went into it with the mentality of because I'd been injured and not been running like 3 weeks, like I'm just going to go as hard as I can and whatever happens, happens. I'm not expecting to do anything. Like I was expecting to have like placed like fifth on my team that race, and I placed first on my team, which was surprising. But I just did the best I could, and I missed all state by a spot. But that just gives me room for improvement this year. So
Yeah, I think kind of like what you say there. It's like that's such a jump. But you kind of see the not the well, yeah, you do. Like you see the results kind of throughout the summer and throughout the season of like what is possible. I think obviously the 1554 going into something like that is definitely should give you confidence like you belong up there too. Even regardless like with the being sick and whatnot. Um it's a question I always ask, man. Cuz I think we have a tally here, but Newberry like thoughts. What is like
My favorite course.
no way, dude. You're probably the first
It's my
person
favorite.
ever to say Newberry is my favorite course.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've watched a few of these. I was like, everybody always says County or Starlight. Newberry is my favorite.
Yeah, or McAlpine is up there. Eye opener in there too. Yeah, Newberry. I think I've had one guy come on and say like Newberry was up there for him, but that's because he PR'd there, which you can't blame him for that. But really, what I, for somebody who I mean, I don't run the course. I mean, I run the course, but I don't run the course. Um, so for somebody like kind of like looking in, I don't feel like Newberry's that like bad, but is it that bad? Like the hill, I mean, the hill leading back up to the road, I can understand how that could get you, but you have the downhill on the way back, you know? Is it just like what do you like about it, I guess? And what do you think people dislike about it?
Obviously, people dislike the hills. Like they want something flat and fast, but that's not a true cross country course. And I don't have the foot speed, especially like with track, like my mile and stuff. I don't have the high end speed. And I tend to exceed at like going up and down hills. So I just normally tend to do better on those types of courses rather than some of the other guys that are like really, really good at track and then they go to the cross course and they go have really fast times on like the flatter ones and like still fast on the hilly ones, but not as fast. And I've just kind of always liked that course. I think it's fun. I like the layout of it. I like that it stinks, but the last half mile is all uphill. So you just kind of have to like grit it out and just see what happens. And I think it's just really fun, especially going out. Like it's a whole pack because it's all downhill and it's like it's a really fun environment. That's I don't know. I just always like that race.
Yeah, are you disappointed States isn't there this year or
I am. I'm very disappointed.
you're
I'm
the only person ever in the world to say those things, man. My goodness. Um, yeah, man, I get it. I get it. I like I said, from somebody like outside looking in, I can see why. I mean, everybody wants a flat, fast course, and but maybe States isn't supposed to be that way. Maybe it's supposed to be tough. You know, it's supposed to be
yeah, I agree.
a challenging course to see. Because it's not always about the guy who has the quickest PR that day. It's who can run the course the best. Who's the true cross country runner that day. Um,
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I think state should be a hard course because it's cross country. It's not track.
yeah,
And it's
yeah. I mean,
like that's
like I said, the only person ever, but I'm with you. I can see it. Favorite courses? You say that's your favorite course. Do you have any others like that kind of at least resemble in the area of like if it couldn't be Newberry?
I really like the county course. That one's always fun. Very kind of congested in some parts and stuff. I really like that one, and I mean, I like Starlight. I feel like I always have an off race there because it's at night instead of in the morning, so it messes up my whole routine. But Starlight's always a super fun environment, like running under the lights and the music, the atmosphere is like it's incredible. So that one's a really fun one too.
Yeah, Starlight's gonna be exciting this year, especially hopefully we got some stuff planned. That should be pretty exciting for Starlight. But do you have a course that you hate with a passion? Because see, I always hit. Everybody always says Newberry sucks, so I always know everybody's course that they hate. But yeah, what about you? Like, what course sucks?
I gotta think about this. So I don't know if you've heard of this race. It's called Lakelands. It's in Greenwood. I don't like that course at all.
Why? For somebody who loves the trails and the hills, and I can't imagine there's a course that
Yeah,
you dislike.
honestly, I don't know. I've just never been a fan of that one. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but that one's just not my favorite. And it's not flat. It's a little bit hilly, but
Is there a
I
road
don't
at all,
know.
or no?
No,
No road.
we try and race only like 99.5% courses that have like mostly grass. Like we won't do any road races or anything.
Yeah. No, I man, I wish I was. I wish there's a course that I'll be at this year just because I follow. So my kids run for Blythewood. Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah, so I'm kind of attached to the hip with them. At least at races they go to, and if they have an off week, then I'm always somewhere else. But they go to one. I won't mention it on here. It's pretty obvious what it is. But um, if you watch the videos, but it's cool. It is cool though because it's like it forces me to have to record certain ways because it is a road. It's like it's basically a road race. Um, but I feel you. Cross country is like it's grass, it's hills. If you want to go do a road race, go to your local 5K and knock one out. But
yeah,
um, so yeah, so let's go. We like I said, we finished 16th at state. Um, the 1554. There's obviously has to be some confidence going into track season. 1554, I would think. I would say maybe the track times are a little slower compared to the time, not by too much, but
yeah.
like just a bit. And I know you were talking about that, like you just don't have that like top end speed. That's kind of like with me at least how I was. The mile's just too quick, and the 32 is like it's kind of my sweet spot. So basically, it was just one event that was really there. Um, but yeah, man. So 434 for the 16, and then 947 for the 32. Um, First off, again, congratulations on first sub 10 performance. That's huge, man. That's
Thank you.
another like big accomplishment in a runner's career. Just to get it done uh, is something. It's something to always kind of be there. Is there an event that you kind of like more than the other? I feel like both of them they're kind of right like evened out if you kind of look at it. Like there's not one that's like
Yeah.
super ahead of the other, but is there one that you prefer?
I like the mile a lot. I think it's fun. It's fast. It's like not a lot of time for mess ups. Like it's just 4 laps, like out and you're done. So I would definitely say the mile. Yeah,
Have you thought about doing the 800, or is that like completely out of the realm?
I've thought about it. Uh, I probably wouldn't be that good at it. Like I could probably run like I don't know 207 maybe. Like it wouldn't. I wouldn't be like that. I'd be more. It'd be pointless.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like 205, 204 range,
Yeah.
definitely. So okay, so you're more of the miler. Is there a reason the 2 mile is not? You just like it to be over quicker?
No, I mean I like them pretty much equally. But if I had to like pick one to run, I'd probably pick the mile. But I mean they're both just as good.
Yeah. So when we get into so then let's dive in, man. Let's dive into the 16 then. 434. It's not slow. It's definitely not slow. Um, do you think that there was more on the table? Like towards the end of the season, like you just didn't get because I feel like some of these races they almost have to be set up for you to like run fast. Um, and some of these bigger meets, like All American or something, or you went to the Carolina Distance Carnival, right? That one as well.
Yes.
Like some of those meets do kind of set you up for something over there. Um, do you think like if there was just maybe one more of those, like you could have gone under, or was that just kind of that's how the season was kind of playing out?
Honestly, I don't know. And it all just kind of went back to my off-season training for my tendonitis from cross. It lasted all the way until like February. So like I had basically no preseason base. So that kind of I think my legs just gave out eventually. Like they didn't have that extra bit of base they needed to get that extra PR. And I think that's what kind of what messed me up in the mile and the 2 mile made my times a little slower than they should have been. Um, but I definitely think like if I would have been able to train more consistently and stuff, I definitely think there would have been I definitely would have gone to some off season races like running lane, and things like that for sure.
Yeah, I think again because when you go sub 16, I mean I think you're probably obviously you make a really good point right there. Like, yeah, base is everything, man. Especially you're getting into February.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are kind of losing a bit and kind of getting thrusted right into racing, which can be
yeah.
pretty difficult without that kind of that base in there. Um, yeah, man. Because I look at it, I was like, man, yeah, you definitely a 420s guy, 427,
Yeah,
426 range at least, like just going
yeah,
off of cross country. And then even with the 947, I mean, I would 930s, 935
yeah,
range. So there's definitely growth there, which is good. I mean, it obviously sets you up for for next season. You know, even though I guess you didn't get the times that you necessarily wanted, do you think it still gave you some confidence going into cross country season?
I think so. I think it just more than anything just motivated me to like really put my head down and work this summer because this is the first time like since the end of track till now is the first time really since like November I've been like completely uninjured and like healthy and stuff for multiple months on end. So like it really just gave me motivation to like really put my head down and work and get it done. So this cross season I can really try to do something special.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like now, I mean, or I guess we finished track season, and are we feeling good? Like at the beginning of summer, like was it? I'm assuming you took 2 weeks off, three, two.
Yeah. To
Like when you came out of that 2 week kind of break, were you feeling good? Like the legs were kind of back to 100%, or how was summer?
yeah, they were yeah, it was good. It felt solid, just high base. We didn't start workouts till later in the summer, just because we're trying to peak later in the season for some certain races that we're trying to do some things at. But overall, it felt good, just solid. We just did a lot of base, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now.
Yeah, was there any time during summer where it kind of flared back up, or are you like 100% good to go, ready to race?
A little bit at team camp because we do two really really hard challenge runs, and that was just a lot on it. But I mean, it's good now as long as I make sure I keep my like legs and quads and stuff loose. It's no problems.
Yeah, no, that's good. And you know, it's funny because I tell my kids that all the time. Like, you know, getting the miles in is important, but just the recovery process is just as equally as important. Like, take care of your body because it's easy to just, yeah, you know, get kind of get a setback just from that, just from not like taking the recovery serious and whatnot. All right, so we finish. How was team camp, by the way? Where was that? Was that like just in South Carolina, or did you guys go anywhere?
Yeah, so we go to this like Christian retreat center at near Table Rock. For our first run, we go and run Sassafras, the mountain.
Okay,
I don't know if you know what that
yeah,
is. It's like yeah, it's like 2,000 feet elevation, like 4.8 miles. It's terrible. And then we for a second one, the day after that, we go and run we call it gate to gate. It's from like one entrance gate of Table Rock Park up and through to the other one, and then back down to the other one. It's like out and back. And that one's I think around like 6 miles, 5 or 6. But overall, it was really fun.
yeah. No, that's cool. I think like summer training is so important in the season or for like the off season, but not just for like the training itself, but like just doing like those kind of runs like as a team and being with your teammates is like just as equally as important. So that's good. No, it's good to hear like teams doing that and you know we've had quite a few guys on and they've said like you know they've gone to you know X place and train for a week or two and do all that stuff. It's cool to see. Um, so you get out of summer training. Obviously, school has started back up now. You know the week cross country season basically kicked off with Skyhawk invite. A lot of guys out there. Really tough course with the mud this past weekend. Um, but it's good. You know, the season started. People are kind of getting out there. I think Somerville had a race as well, creating waves. So we got to see some times out of there. The next one is Eye Opener. That's where a lot of teams are opening up, man. You guys are going to be there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you are there nerves? Are there like that race is so big and all the eyes are on that. Like, are you nervous at all about it, or it's just like it's just another year eye opener? We're normal, back to everything.
Nah. Yeah, I'm not really nervous about it, honestly. I'm just excited to see what we our team can go out and do this year. But it's just another year of varsity eye opener, so it's not like I've done it before, so I could definitely do it again.
Yeah, the hype around eye openers always it's interesting, and it's just crazy because it's the first race. Like for most teams, it's the first race of the year, and I feel like the nerves can kind of get the best of you, especially if you're not like prepared for it. Just because that downhill start is intense, and you have all the guys online, and obviously it funnels down kind of ways, but still funnels. Um, how is the team looking? You guys think you're going to open up pretty well, or is there some like still some holes that kind of need to be filled?
Um, we're looking pretty solid this year. I think we're gonna have a pretty special season for sure. I think we'll open up pretty decent, but like I said earlier, like our training is focused more towards that mid late season. So I think it'll be more interesting to see what happens in the later season. And what really happens like the more tail end of varsity are and who are 5, 6, and 7 are gonna be and what they end up doing. But I'm I'm very excited for what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that's another. I mean, you make another great point too. It's just like you're preparing more for that mid season to end of the season. Meets, and you look at eye opener, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got to run fast now!" Like they got to run fast. Like everybody's got to run super fast times. It's like that's not really what. I mean, if you're running quick at eye opener, it could be a great thing. Could be maybe not. But
Yeah.
it's something that everybody always just is so focused on the times. But I mean, that's opening up the season though, I guess, for anybody. Um, last couple things here. Rankings. I'm always curious, man. Rankings. Do you look at rankings at all? Um, I know there's the one site we won't name, but like, and they have rankings, uh, but it's usually just like the database stuff, and anybody can pull that. But do you look at like those kind of things? Do you look at like see like where the other teams kind of stack up against you guys?
So obviously I've seen it. And obviously there's just some good teams, but I mean, we haven't won anything yet, and neither have they haven't won anything yet this season either. So in my opinion, rankings don't really matter, especially in cross country. Like, I mean, track you can kind of compare because they're all a track, but the courses are different and like all those. So rankings most of the time I don't really pay attention to them.
Yeah, honestly, I'd even push back on track. I mean, it's nice to see like what the person's run before, but there's so many times where guys will be like, you're expected their PR is 4:18, and then at the state meet they run 4:29, and it's like, whoa, like, that didn't like what happened there. Rankings are they're
Yeah.
definitely they're nice to kind of compare, but it's like yeah, like you say, like when you get to the day of it's completely anybody's game at that point. Um, so no, but do you guys talk about it at all or no? Like, does
No.
nobody mentions it on the team? Does your coach mention it to you guys?
No, we like maybe like among teammates you might like talk about it like and just be like, hey, did you see the rankings or something like that? But like as a whole team discussion with our coach, like not at all.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, like I said, it's never set in stone, and you just never know. But um, yeah, man. Hey, appreciate you coming on. I think actually, you know what? I got one more question for you, man. And this is something I started asking more, and I like kick myself in the butt for not asking it like early on. But advice. Like, what advice do you have for younger runners, man? Like, it's so because you see the sport develop now at a young age, and like some of these guys and gals are running in middle school or even elementary school, and they get to the high school level, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm not the quickest person anymore. I'm like like I may have been able to run a 17-minute 5K as an eighth grader, and now like everybody's doing 17-minute 5Ks or 16 or 15. So yeah, so what advice would you give for like a middle schooler kind of just now getting ready to get into high school?
I would say obviously like you have to work hard. Because running you can't fake it. You get into it what you like you get out of it what you put into it. Um and like being with your team is one of the most important things you can do, especially in cross country, because you can run a lot and run fast over the summer, but if you don't do it with your team, then when it gets time to race, you're not going to have any motivation for each other and you're not going to race for each other and it's not going to work. So I would definitely say like team bonding is very, very important. And just like working hard, putting your head down, and just like gritting it out, getting it done, and making sure like the runs are just as important as the recovery is, like if not more important. Like you have to recover, otherwise you won't perform.
No, hey, You said it great, man. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on. The season is right now; it's just upon us right now with Eye Opener coming up here in a bit. Excited to be out there and watch you guys and record. And yeah, man, definitely looking forward to see how the season turns out, see how you open up, and yeah, man, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit later on in the season.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.